Hey, how you doing? It's Khoa here. In this video, I just want to share with you my thoughts on cold emailing. So let's go. So I've been playing around with different lead generation strategies. What I've been doing is I've been playing around with Facebook advertising, Google pay-per-click. I've also played around with LinkedIn Sales Navigator as well. But there's one lead generation strategy that I really want to try and master, which is cold emailing. And you might be thinking, oh, you know, cold emailing doesn't work, it's spamming, and it just doesn't work. There's other better methods out there, right? But just hear me out. So I pretty much, if you know, I've also got a podcast. So I've got a podcast where I interview lots of people around the world, and the only way I built that was just purely through cold emailing. I emailed the person, I just contacted them, I asked them to do an interview for a podcast, they said yes, and that's it. There was no asking them for coffee, or there was no referral. It was just pure cold emailing. So cold emailing does work. It helped build my podcast up. And so, and I used to work for this company. It was an engineering company, and what they did was most of their revenue came from cold emails. So they hired an outbound agency that found emails from managing directors, and they emailed them, and anyone who responded became a warm lead. And that's when I go in, pick up the phone, qualify them, do the pitch, and then close the deal. So that's pretty much one of the strategies there. So it really got my attention that cold emailing does work, because let's face it, I mean, we all get emails. We get emails from a lot of people per day, and it's just, you just ignore email. It's so common, right? And we get a lot of spam as well. So to think about emailing someone cold is going to work, we're very discouraged. But the thing is, from my own experience, from my own statistics, and from my own experience, is that cold emailing does work. So what I did this week was I signed up to LinkedIn Sales Navigator, and it's pretty expensive. LinkedIn Sales Navigator is very expensive, but anyway, it's a tool that you need to use to prospect. So I use it as a prospecting tool. I'm able to pull up a list of decision makers, so I can get a list of all the CEOs that has a company that's in the mining industry. I can get a list of all CEOs of dentistry within Sydney. Like I can do all those type of things, and I can pull up a list. So the thing is, fantastic, you can pull up a list, but can you email them? The answer is no, you can't email them, because LinkedIn Sales Navigator uses things called email credits. So email credits it's like a messaging. It's just e-messaging. So you know how you click on a person's details on LinkedIn, and then you click on message. You can message them directly, but with LinkedIn Sales Navigator, they only give you about 40 in messages per month. So it's pretty sneaky. But if you want to upgrade, then you get more messages. So how do you increase your messaging? How do you increase your amount of contacts? Because just messaging people 40 times a month isn't really going to grow a business, right? So you need to get the email details. So I use a third-party platform called Phantombuster. So Phantombuster will scan through my list of prospects. It'll pull out the emails, the work emails, and it'll give me a list. And that's what I do. So then I took it for a spin. So in the morning, I run my prospecting campaign. I look up about 100 people, managing directors in real estate. So I'm targeting real estate agents. This is to promote my CRM, Cashflow CRM. And then I've got my list, and then I start emailing them manually. So I don't put them into an email marketing software or anything like that. I email them manually. And I did that for about 3 days. I didn't get any response, but on the third day, I got a response. And out of the 44 emails that I sent, I got one response. So it came to about 2.87% conversion rate, which is really good. So that's like purely through cold emailing. And obviously you might be thinking, that's only one lead, who cares? Well, the thing is that I've got the system now, so the lead generation system is now working. All I have to do now is, how do I get 10 leads? Okay, well, I just do the same thing that I've been doing, but just multiply by 10. So instead of sending out 44 emails, I send out 400 emails, and then I can get 10 leads. So from those 10 leads, I might be able to convert 1 to 2 of those people and it becomes a sale. So there you go. All I have to do is send out 400 emails and then I get 2 sales. Now, now you're probably thinking, okay, what about the spam laws? Okay, now here's the thing. Yes, it is spamming. You're not allowed to spam people, right? But the thing is, if you're doing bulk emailing, then yes, it's spam. But if I were to email just 10 companies or email 5 companies out of the blue, that's not technically spam, because we all do that. We all email people, we all do cold emails, and there's nothing wrong with it, right? So if you're emailing people 10, 20 per day and that's it, you're not technically spamming. You're only just, it's an outreach campaign. But if you're sending out thousands of emails per day, you will get flagged, you're considered a spammer, and you're not cool anymore, right? So that's the thing, is that you gotta work within reason. You gotta utilize cold emailing, but you don't want to go over the fine line of becoming a spammer. So that's from my experiences. Cold emailing does work. It does work. And the benefits of cold emailing is that if you were to give me a list of 400 leads, I can't get through that list of picking up the phone and calling them all. But I can get through that list by emailing them all, just doing an email blast, right? So cold emailing does enable you to expand your territory. You're able to go out there and reach more people a lot more quicker. Obviously, you don't interrupt them. It's not as intrusive as a cold phone call, which is, I really love phone calls. It's a lot better than emails. But the thing is, if you want to add another lead generation source to your marketing strategy, cold emailing has to be it. Has to be it. So I highly recommend for you to check out cold emailing. Just try emailing 40 people. You know, over the week, just email 40 people out of the blue and just see your response. Do you get a response? If you get a response, fantastic. Log it and work out your conversion rate, which is the amount of leads that you got from cold emailing, divide that by the total of emails that you sent out, equals your response conversion rate. So once you've got that, so imagine that you've got cold emailing now, fantastic. You've got leads coming in per week from there. You've got Facebook advertising, you've got leads coming in from there. And then you got Google pay-per-click, you got leads coming in from there. So you got a lot of leads coming in per week. You do that. If you keep building up your leads per week, I guarantee you're gonna make a lot of money in sales. So, and I was also watching this guy. He's one of a protege of Grant Cardone. And he's got his own CRM as well, and he just recently bought his dream house, and he keeps talking about the same thing. He goes, what you need to do, build a list, and then if you have a strong list and that you can continually call upon, then you can maximize your potential and you can achieve life on your terms. You can have anything you want. And it's absolutely true, because it all comes down to the list. It all comes down to the list. If you got a list of warm leads, people, like, I just did this the other day. I was sitting there, I was just looking at my list. I was thinking, you know, the money's in there somewhere. Like, not everyone's going to say yes. Of course, no one's going to say yeah, and not everyone's going to say yes. But the thing is, like, people are going, like, there's a certain portion of people who has the money that will buy whatever that you're selling. And that is the secret of generating money anytime you want, and also achieving life on your terms. You don't need to go get a job and just earn your 9-to-5 money, right? Because it's always limited. You might get a high paying job, but it's still limited. And you're also, and another thing I realize is that no matter what job you get, if you get a 6-figure job, fantastic, but you're still gonna live an average life. You're still gonna have an average car. You might do bit better things than other people who are not earning those 6 figures, right? Of course, but you'll still just be like just getting by. If you make 150k in Australia, yeah, fine, you're comfortable. You can you know, spend money on Uber without even caring. You know, you're fine. But you can only afford like a few upgrades, and that's pretty much it. That's all you can do. But if you build a real business where you're a master at sales and you're master at lead generation, then that's it. You know, you can seriously just do anything you want, because you can have your list. Let's say that you want to buy a new car. You can have a list and you can sell to that list, and then you can raise enough capital to buy that car. Let's say you want to buy a boat. come up with a warm list of leads, call up those leads, and therefore you've got enough money to buy a boat, you know. But if you want to buy a boat, you buy a car, you want to go get a job, then you're going to work in your 9 to 5 for months, save, and then buy the car. It just takes too long, right? So I read this quote by Dan Kennedy, and he says that, I'll paraphrase this one, but he says that once you understand that money is in infinite supply and is readily replaceable, then this changes everything. So he says that money is an infinite supply and that you can replace it at any time. So if you look around, look at all, like, everything that you like, look around and look at your environment. Look at all the cars driving around. They might not be really fancy cars, but they're still cars. They're still expensive cars. 30 grand, 40 grand, 20 grand. Add them all up. Look at all the properties that you're surrounded by. 1 million, 2 million, 300k, 500k. Add them all up. Look at the infrastructure. Look at the parks. All that, it costs money. We're surrounded by wealth, and you get rid of it. It's not like, and think about is and the thing about money is that if you if you make money, right, it's not like it gets destroyed or it gets manufactured somewhere, right? It gets transferred. So I make money and I give money to someone else, and that just keeps on, and that money goes to someone else, goes to someone. It doesn't get destroyed or anything. It just keeps on moving around and just moves. That's all it does. Money just moves around. And when the government, you know, needs to, you know, bail out some banks and stuff, they just print more money. Of course, that's a different topic, but that's what happens. It's not like you get money, you give money away, and then it just goes away in you know, it just goes away. Like you know, there's only about a certain amount of money in Australia or your country that you live in, and that's it. No, money is printed and it just moves around. That's all it is. And more money gets pushed into the surface, into the system, and that's all it is. So it's infinite supply. There is no shortage of money. There is no shortage of money. So that being said, when you know that there's no shortage of money, then build your list, and there is no shortage of money in your list. Just keep building the list, keep building the list, keep building the list. And then people will exchange their time, their services for money, and they'll really want to buy whatever it is that you're selling. All right, so go out there, close more deals, generate those leads. Happy selling, and build this skill of sales, and live your dreams and maximize your potential. So I'll see you guys later. Cheers.